Okay, so the first one here says use an appropriate two-dimensional model and the dimensions provided in the image to calculate the perimeter and area of the framed art. So because these two sides are not the same, I would say that this is probably a rectangle. That's what I would go with. It's got four sides, so it's definitely not a triangle. It's got corners, so it's definitely not a circle. And in order for it to be a square, all of these have to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go with rectangle for that one. Then it asks us to find the perimeter and the area. Remember, perimeter, we're just adding up all four sides. So we're going to have 61 plus 40.6 plus another 61 for the top side that's covered right now, plus another 40.6 for the left side that I just pointed out with my hand that nobody can see what I'm doing. That was dumb. This left side here. So we're going to add all of those together because that's going to be the entirety of the outside. That's going to be the whole perimeter, which is 203.2 centimeters. Then for the area, remember that is length times width, right? Length times width, which in this case is 61 times 40.6, which is 61 times 40.6. I am using my calculator because I am not good at multiplying those big of numbers in my head. 2,476.6 centimeters. And remember that it is squared because it is area. Area is always units squared. Okay, the next one is a sandwich. This shape looks very triangular to me. In my opinion, I would say that that is a triangle. There are three sides to the sandwich. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with that. If you look really closely at the picture, you'll see that there's a red line here and a red line here, meaning that for our triangle, right, it's saying that this is 4.5, this is 3.4, and this is also 3.4 from here to here. Not the whole thing, just from here to here is 3.4. We don't know what that little bit is. We don't know what that little bit is. We can figure it out though, because we know two sides of this triangle, so we can find the height. And then we'll have these two sides and we can find that one. I don't want to just use 4.5 and 3.4 because I don't know for 100% that this is a right angle here. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know that for sure. So I'm going to take the long way to find this little unknown length right here, just so I don't make any assumptions that aren't given to us in the figure. All right. So to find the perimeter, first I have to figure out what this little unknown area is. So I'm going to start taking my long route here. I do know that this is a right triangle up top here. So I know that 3.4 squared plus, I'm going to call this h for height, plus the h squared has to be 4.5 squared. I do know that much. I should have drawn this a little bit bigger too for you guys. There you go. A little bit easier to see now. It's a little bit bigger. I didn't realize how small I'd drawn that. Okay, so 3.4 squared is 11.56. 4.5 squared is 20.25. I'm going to subtract 11.56 from both sides so I can get h squared by itself. That gives me h squared equals 8.69. I don't want h squared, I just want h, so I need to take the square root of that, which gives me h equals 2.948, around to the 10th if necessary, so 2.9 for the height. We're going to use 2.9 for the height. Now I can use 2.9 and 3.4 to find my question mark, right? Because the 2.9, which goes right here, plus my question mark squared has to be 3.4 squared. I know my 2.9 squared, that's my 8.69. 3.4 squared, that was 11.56. So I'm going to take my 11.56, I'm going to subtract 8.69. That gives me just my question mark squared, which is 2.87. Find the square root of that guy. That means my question mark is 1.694, so about 1.7. And now I can add all of these up so I can find the perimeter of my triangle. So 4.5 plus 3.4 plus 3.4 plus 1.7. I'm going to add those all together because I want the whole outside. 4.5 plus 3.4 plus 3.4 plus 1.7 gives me 13, and we're working in inches. So we're going to say 13 inches for the perimeter of our triangle here. Now I want to find the area, and the area is 1/2 base times height. My base is this whole distance here, which is the 3.4 and the 1.7. So my base is 5.1-ish, okay? My height, that was the 2.9. So 1/2 5.1 times 2.9. So 1/2 times 5.1 times 2.9. That's going to give me 7.395, which is about 7.4 inches squared.